Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushua, Ba'Shem, Harakah, Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and Rule Well. And Shalom to all the brothers who like sharing truth. Got this article on the Sun about, the essentially how everything's spiking up in the Middle East again, around Iran. The big things were you had the consulate in Damascus get fucking get decimated, and another general's meant to have died, Iranian general. It's meant to be Israeli strike. You know, the state Israel, these guys are meant to be behind it. And then as well, you've had like aid workers get murked off by, Amalek and that, which that's gonna wind people up. That's gonna set people off, because why? It's I'll read into it. So it's on the Sun. It says World War III tinderbox. Iran may launch October 7th style revenge massacre in Israel after embassy strike, and even hit targets in the UK as World War III fears soar. And yeah, it's basically it's being put like it's a retaliation. Well, essentially framing it so even in this circumstance, then it's the small hats are still the victims, which is that's a big thing, because it's essentially been become clearer and clearer over time that the way these men are moving is it's wild, bro. It's being revealed, it's being broadcast, because the fact that was it aid workers before? I can't remember. No, I don't think it was aid workers. I think it was just random civilians getting getting shot up, trying to get to the aid before. But now it's actual aid workers. Those I saw one image of one of them, like some Australian broad, that got taken out, and it's peak. It really shows like this, and they said it was like 3 Brits, Australian, a Canadian, and what was the other country? I can't remember the other country, but it was like they're from so-called allies of the state Israel, of the US, which these them allies, they're gonna be feeling hot. Because why? Because it's like now, these men are fucking blowing up, citizens. People are going to be feeling a certain way. So yeah, it's got the map. So it's got Aleppo, alleged Israeli strike kills more than 40. Damascus, airstrike kills Iranian general and consulate. I think it was like 8 people, including the general. For that's what, the Iranians are getting turned up. And in Gaza, aid workers, including Brits, killed in airstrike. So yeah, see, Sun, British publication. That's why it says including Brits, because people are like, damn. So now this, this conflict's taken, it's got actual Brits involved. And aid workers getting killed is fucking wild, bro. Like this, and this is meant to be, this, this ain't like some shithole village, as they would put it, in the middle of a fucking plains of Africa. This is meant to be a so-called, a developed, advanced civilization, ally of the Western world. These men out here blowing up aid workers. It says experts have warned of future retaliation by Iran, which is well known to have backed T groups, including Hezbollah and Houthi rebels, would spark a global war. They claim Russia. They claimed Russia, China, and North Korea would stand by their pals in Iran in any future conflict involving the country, which everyone knows. It's just like the what the fuck is it called? Would stand by their pals in Iran in any future conflict involving the country. It's just like a NATO agreement where it's like as soon as that conflict kicks off, then everyone's gonna be drawn in. It's really, you've seen it as well with Ukraine. China supplied things, Iran supplied drones. These guys have got stuck in. So it's World War Three. It's all theirs. It's basically at the door. The winds, are being held back. It's not a matter of. That's why it's not really a thing of, it can't happen. It's in the midst. But there's other prophecies as well, which is the MOTB, man, the micro C hip. That's the key one. That's the one we're seeing, formulating in real time. But yeah, these things are gonna pop off, man. So to say, executive director of think tank Henry Jackson Society. So these think tanks, man. Dr. Alan Mendoza said Iran's enemies must stay vigilant as they wait to see how the country responds. Dr. Mendoza is all but certain Iran will seek its revenge on Israel for the deadly strike in Syria's capital, Damascus. Iranian leader Ibrahim Raisi said the deadly strike on Iran's consulate building in Syria will not go unanswered. So yeah, it's it's a continuing back and forth, because that's really what it's been. And these what's his name, Netanyahu's made it clear. It's a G. What's going down there? It's it's on that scale. Read this. 2 Ezra 16 and 17 says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? And yeah, these are the things that are all in the midst. And that's the thing is these guys are getting that hot taste, man. Because as far as it's with the famine, he said like, yo, these guys are at risk of starvation out there. That's why they're looking to get aid, because they've been cut off from everything. Them guys in Gaza, they're all kinds of fruit. They're demolished, man. They're toast. They're cooked, man. They're fried. Stick a fork in them, he's done, man. They're like the average Joe is done out. They've probably seen relatives, their kids die. They're fucked. They're all kinds of fucked. Because why? Whoa, destruction. Everyone's gonna be tasting that. All these things. That's the thing is they're just getting the preview. They're getting the what do they call it? The review copy. They're getting those what's it? I can't remember what they're called, man. When they do viewings, they're getting a fan viewing of these things early. But it's gonna be hitting on a global scale. Because what does it say? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Yeah, these things have all been swelling. There was that period of time where things, everyone was thinking that post recession, when it was like, okay, the economy's growing again. Everyone thought everything was bless up, everything was nice. But it's like from 2016 politically, it's become supremely divided. And then from 2020 onwards, the dial's been cranked up in all areas. That war dial, that World War III dial has been cranked for a hot minute. We had Ukraine still popping off, and then, the Middle East is a hotbed. The fact that, so many civilians are kind of so publicly as well getting fucking drawn into it, that's got people emotional. But, they're emotional from a distance, but they're going to be getting emotional in person. Because, it's going to hit on that scale, bro. It says, what? For many that dwell upon the earth shall perish a famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down. So yeah, it's only gonna increase. That's the thing, it's not, you're not gonna have, what was it, it was World War One, where I think on Christmas, the soldiers, they put their guns down, and then, they threw snowballs or whatever. I can't remember what they called it, but it was like, they were saying, so that there ain't gonna be no little break where everyone's just like, okay, let's stop. You might have a lull, you might have it intensify, and then and then seem to slow down. But overall, these things have intensified. There'll be times where Ukraine seems like it's lulling, then it comes back hot, and you say like, damn, these guys are crying in for aid, man. Crying in. These guys are wailing for aid. They're like, yo, we're toast, man. And the same really in that Middle East, man. It's cooking. That third world, man. That third destruction, that third world war. It's done been cooking, man. Over there. You can see how everyone's gonna get drawn in, man. They already are. But yeah, shalom.